And then again, remember that your words have weight. I will tell you, I've had so many people come back to me and say, you said this to me the other day, and it really had such a profound effect on me. Hey there, Mama Starr here, and I'm here with another episode of Ask Mama Starr. So when I went to my group on Facebook of Manifesting for Mortals and asked them, what do you need to know as an empath? One of them said when she was first starting out, it was really hard for her to know how to know what to share. And so the question then becomes, yes, you've got your intuition cooked in, you're dialed in, you're beginning to do readings for other people, you're beginning to get more and more hits because you're practicing, and suddenly you get a seemingly negative message. Do you share that? Like death or a breakup or harm? Number one, I would say if you have not experienced precognition before, if you haven't, like in your previous lifetime, this lifetime at all, ever received a vision of something that happened and then it happened like the next day, unless you've had that experience, you're probably not a precog. And if you're not precognitive, then this is your emotions getting into the reading and acting up. So if it's going to cause upset, if it's a prediction, or if you're new at interpreting messages, don't share it, because you may be wrong and you may set somebody on a path that they don't need to go down, because of the meaning of words, like say the word death. You may see a vision, you may hear the word, you may get some impression of death, but death doesn't necessarily mean physical death. It could be the death of an idea, the death of a process, the death of feelings. So I definitely don't share that. I've only had one experience in which I knew the person was going to pass away. I mean, she was in the hospital and she had an infection and the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong. I knew in counseling her sister that the chances were really good that she wasn't going to make it. But there was no way I was going to tell her sister that. Why would I? Because number one, I was new at it. And so I knew that what was probably going to happen. But I still want people to have hope. And so, who's to say the day after that a miracle couldn't occur? We don't know. And there's so many steps and so many variables going in the future. We can really only read the energy now. And so it doesn't do us any good to project our feelings, our fears into a reading. And then again, remember that your words have weight. I will tell you, I've had so many people come back to me and say, you said this to me the other day, and it really had such a profound effect on me. I don't remember ever saying those words. So you have to be really careful about the words you use, the words you choose, because even though it may not mean a lot to you, it means a lot to someone. So pay attention to that. And again, remember that energetically, you may see the path and you may see a conclusion, but you don't know all the factors involved. And so things may change. There may be a fork in the road and things may shift. So we always want to just be really careful about any kind of future prediction. And yeah, even like I think I'm reminded of a coaching situation in which a person was telling me that she found some other woman's underwear in the glove box of her boyfriend's car. And she kind of believed him. Well, I'm not going to tell her he's lying to you, even though I know he's lying to her. But what I am going to do is empower her to discover that, to give her the steps necessary to figure things out for herself without saying, girl, that man is lying to you. So you have to be really careful there, is what I'm saying. So always just use caution. And then let's talk a little bit about psychic etiquette or energetic healer etiquette. You may walk past someone and get an impression. You may feel something very strongly about a person. But unless you are asked to read their energy, unless you are given specific permission to focus on them and read them, don't. It's an invasion. Some people call it psychic rape. I say it's certainly disrespectful because you don't know what people's energy are all the time. You don't know how sensitive they are to energy. And so if you're in there trying to read their energy and they're sensitive to it, it's going to throw them off. I have a friend who has seizures all the time. They don't know why she has seizures all the time. But can you imagine if I just went in there and started kicking around in her brain trying to figure things out? I could cause problems. So you always want to have people engaged in the process. You do not read someone without their permission. And if you find yourself going that way, it's time for you to pull yourself out and not do it, because it is not okay. It's just like if you walked up and touched someone without their permission. You would never do that. It's the same thing energetically. Be conscious of the energy you are walking around with. And if you receive a message about someone, unless you are in physical danger and need to get the hell out of there, you just set it aside. Say thank you for the information to your guides, but don't say anything to the person. It's just not nice. And you may come into an agreement with your guides. Your guides may say that it's okay for you to do that it's okay for something, for you to reveal something, but definitely don't do anything without your guides buying it as well. My guides are very, very specific with me that I am not allowed to read somebody without their permission. So when I have someone who comes to me and says, can you tell me about what this other person is thinking? My answer is no, I can't, because they're not aware that I'm entering into that realm with them. I don't have their permission to do a reading for them, so I'm not going to. So there's what you know. Again, be very cautious if it's future kind of things. Know that you're only reading the energy at the moment and that things are variable in the future and can change. Be very understanding, and if you're new and don't know how to interpret, then don't say it. And then also be very conscious of energy and how you use it and how you approach other people. Okay, hope that helped. We will see you on the next episode of Ask Mama Starr.